Welcome back everybody to the GEST Dota 2. We're here in our second live match, and today, for those of you who've been tuned in for a while, you saw a very one-sided stomping from MUFC, but we're here in our second match, what looks to be potentially a slightly closer match. We've at least based on the draft, some of the players here. It is going to be first departure up against Team MyonMyon. MyonMyon, a mixed sort of Australian-Singaporean team, and first departure, well, the boys from Singapore, pretty much the second best team there after Team Zenith. So we'll see how things unravel here. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit, and joining me is Vikramond. Q Vikramond. No? No Vikramond? That ain't working.
Oh, I had myself muted. I had myself muted on my end. Hi, Gods. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm thinking, okay, what have I messed up now?
No.
Skype was unmuted. Everything was good.
And you have the music turned on, right?
Yeah. That's guaranteed. Unfortunately, it's not techno. It's sad, slow, sleepy music.
Oh, that's
Ellie Goulding. That's what I need to get my Blitz playlist out.
Sure.
But this is an all pick, so not much to say about the draft, at least as far as how things went down. But we are going to be seeing quite likely an offensive trial lane coming out from the Radiant team. They're going to find the Antimate right off the bat. He levels up Blink though, so even if a disruption comes out, he's perfectly fine. There's no real follow-up stuff.
The interesting thing I thought in the draft was that MyonMyon focused very heavily on banning supports for first departure, but unfortunately I don't think they went far enough. Like, the fact that they had spent their entire first phase banning carries that took out Lifestealer and Lone Druid meant that even with 3 support bans, we do actually have the disruption, but I don't think they can do anything to Miracle here. They banned 3 supports, and I still feel like Lubby got a hero he's perfectly happy to play. Like, at the end of all that support banning, I still feel like Rubik Lina is pretty close to, like, maximum strength, so not too sure about that. Interesting little ward battle here. It looks like both wards will go down, so the Sentry ward's still up here for MyonMyon, but a ward for a ward trade there.
Yeah, and MyonMyon still having a Sentry means this pool is still blocked off, which is the big thing here. So they'll have to use another Sentry, which they do have, but I think Radiant team have a second Sentry themselves. Yeah, Visage the Muffin Man does have one. So introducing our 2 teams quickly, we have got Konpaku, who is also known as Draken, playing the Gyrocopter, top lane Z Muffin Man playing the Visage, Cornavus on the Shadow Demon. That's your Radiant trial. And for the Dire side, you've got Miracle on the Anti-Mage, Lubby playing the Lina, and, well, not Pelosin playing the Rubik.
I don't know what his main name is, but I've seen him play as Tonight, Achin, that's who that is,
yeah.
Heaven.
Yeah. Over the mid lane, we've got a 1v1 matchup between Ysera on the Queen of Pain up against the actual Pelosin, I imagine, on Mad.
Real Pelosin, yeah.
Real Pelosin? Yeah, we'll go with Real Pelosin. Bottom lane is going to be Darkseid being played by Hannah up against T-Duck's Clockwork.
And this lane, these are interesting lanes. I think Magnus, he's not... the typical thing with Magnus, of course, is that he rarely... Oh, actually, action in the bottom, potentially. We have a defensive disruption on Gyrocopter. Looks like Myon's pretty safe, and just throwing that Soul Assumption to peel Miracle off here. This Soul Assumption is, of course, less effective on Miracle once he starts getting up stacks of that Spell Shield, and I think he definitely will, in this lane at least.
Yeah, we'll have to see how early he goes for it, and also if he even goes for the Mana Break at level 2. Disruption onto himself, always annoying, but I think for the damage output, you want to go for that point in Mana Break. Right now, he's not leveled anything up, though, but I think you still want the 1 point in Mana Break. You don't go for the max out Mana Break by level 7 build, but you at least get 1 point.
I would like to see the old school 1-1-1, actually.
Yeah.
I think that would be a pretty good approach. It gives you just that little bit of extra resistance against the Soul Assumption. It gives you the mana break, but not so much that it's just going to crush you if you get disrupted. I mean, it just has a little bit of everything that you want.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't go that, he's going to be getting multiple points in Blink just to get the shorter cooldown on that. But either way, I think the stats build is going to be very nice for him.
Absolutely. In the bottom lane, this is where MyonMyon are going to have trouble early, because there's no way that T-Duck wins this lane against Hana. Darkseer is just kind of a stronger lane hero than Clockwork. Clockwork won't necessarily do horribly. Like, he can get his last hits. The problem is Clockwork is... I like that he brought a Stout Shield to this lane, because he's going to be taking a ton of creep damage. You can see Hana, very smart, pulling the creep wave into the jungle camp, getting the XP and gold from both of them. So you can just see he's halfway through level 4, and T-Duck is actually about the same, so they're doing okay so far.
Yeah, I think he actually missed one or two of those creeps to the neutrals.
Yeah.
End of the day, he's still doing a good job of putting Clockwork under a lot of pressure here. Clockwork out of region, bottle up, I imagine. Yeah, he's gone bottle, as is Darkseer, so both those 2 heroes will have fast bottles. Actually surprised by Darkseer going for a bottle, not the Soul Ring, but
yeah,
personal preference, I guess.
It is personal preference, but I don't love this because the Magnus, they don't have the second. Oh, actually, stun's coming on top. Corvinus taking a ton of damage. Defensive disruption, they turned it around on Miracle, taking a ton of damage just for the soul assumption. Will that last? Yes, the last right click from Lena will bring him down. And that's first blood. They're trying to trade it off the soul assumption on Lubby. One more auto attack. Yes, a kill for Gyrocopter. And that's, wow, Miracle diving very, very hard. One more soul assumption will be deadly for him. Not Peloson, friggin' Tonight on the Rubik actually falls this more visage damage. And that's the thing. They might not have stuns, but what they pack in this lane... How did Hana die bottom?
I have no idea. I'm guessing he got cogged under the tower.
He got cogged... Oh, actually, I love this T-Duck build. It's level 1 cogs, level 3 battery assault.
Okay.
If Darkseer gets cogged, he is dead, because battery assault deals incredible damage if you're stuck in cogs.
Yeah, and as far as that top lane engagement goes, First Departure were lucky at that first blood. They only just got off those last 2 right clicks from Lena and Rubik.
Yeah.
And it was an easy turnaround. Multiple rocket barrages got used in that engagement, and finding into rocket barrage is just so painful for this trail lane.
Right, and the damage from MyonMyon, they don't have the control, but they bring incredible damage. If you start getting hit by rocket barrage and you're not in the lane, like the fight location was very bad for First Departure. Oh yeah, T-Duck trying to trap Hana and Cogs once again, but he won't get it this time. If you're fighting here in the jungle, that's 100 times worse for you than fighting here, because there's probably creeps here that can take some of that rocket damage off you, whereas here you get the full rocket damage, and then Soul Assumption will just slay you. You'll just die.
Yeah, there's no way away from it. Now we see incredibly fast phase boots on the Gyrocopter. Anti-Mage, unable to get up his ring of health. He's still got about a couple hundred gold to
Oh
play.
no, Hana will die bottom again. The battery assault, actually no mana for it, but Hana, he might just get meleeed down. T-Duck actually having to run away here. Unfortunately, he lacked the mana to actually pop that battery assault, and he could have maybe gotten himself killed here, because Hana will chase with the surge up. No, he gets under the tower.
He'll be okay. The tower damage would have been enough to deter Hana away. T-Duck in a bit, not too much trouble, but he can't really sort of stay in this lane all too well. Going to need to see some bottle crowing. Maybe coming from him. It looks like, yeah, he's doing just... maybe at this point you just go back to base, because you can't stay bottom lane, but he's going to try, which is... It's risky, but I guess he doesn't want to miss out on any XP.
He's confident that the cogs can actually protect him. Yeah. Until he gets the mana to battery assault, he's using these cogs purely defensively.
Yeah.
Then once he gets the mana for battery assault again, we're going to see him use this next hook to try to kill Hana again. He would have killed him if he had, like, 50 more mana.
Yeah, well, Hana's looking to just go as far aggressive as possible behind this tower, but not really succeeding in doing a whole lot here, as you'd expect. But meanwhile, top lane, Gyrocopter, 2 points in the flat cannon. There's a bit of a contest going over the neutrals, and it's Miracle who picks up the big wildkin. So he gets himself up to 1k gold, which means he's got his ring of health if he wants it, and he's continuing to get some decent farm here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, they chase him right out of the lane afterwards. He's forced to actually blink south. Gets an Invis rune, but... I mean, when you're anti-mage, an Invis rune is not tremendously useful for you.
Well, one lane we haven't looked at too much. Queen of Pain at the mid lane against Mag, 31 CS to 23, so not as decisive a CS lead as you sometimes see with Queen of Pain versus Mag, but it seems like, as usual with Mag, a lot of bottle crowing happening.
Right, and the thing about... my issue with Hana's bottle is, yeah, now to refill his bottle, he even though he's winning the lane, he went all the way home to actually refill it, because they're using this bottle primarily, this crow, primarily to work for Magnus and to come to top. Peloson copping quite a bit of damage mid, but he's okay, actually. The Queen of Pain, if she had found the ultimate, maybe, but he skewered out in time. But a lot of going back to base for First Departure right now. I really think, actually, they should have gone for the Pinoy Special double bottle crow, because they've really been costed by the fact they don't have that second courier.
Yeah, and while the CS at mid is not all that one-sided, the XP, Queen of Pain with a full level advantage. Similar story at bottom lane, and it comes down to going back to base, going out of lane. I think Mag was going for runes as well, which is time he's not getting XP, so all of this adds up and is very costly as far as the overall XP gain. So it's a bit of
look at the denies. Like, Darkseer with 3 denies bottom, Clockwork with 6, Magnus with 0 denies mid, Queen of Pain with 14, and Gyro with 9, and Anti-Mage with 1.
Yeah. It all adds up, all these little things. Mag is going to decide he's had enough of mid lane. He's rotated top. It's only a level 2 skewer, so not the easiest thing to get in position for. And there's also going to be a lot of return damage. They need to bring down Gyrocopter fast before he gets too much off with the rocket barrage. But
a good RP would be huge here, because it would win the lane for them outright. But a bad RP or no RP, if he just leaves, is a colossal waste of time. And actually, Peloson is wandering away, so...
I think the Radiant side, the Australians, saw what was up and just backed off. They're going to leave Gyrocopter in the front lines. If they go in, this is defensive disruption, so he's not in too much danger.
Peloson's going to get caught out a bit. He gets a haste rune. That's actually good for him. He might win this.
Yeah.
Magnus is such a good 1v1 dueler, but actually, I don't know. The level disadvantage is costing him here. 2 levels back. Wow, nice RP. He might still die, though.
Oh, nice
actually
blink
goes
out.
the high ground.
He dodged the skewer. That skewer damage could have almost killed him off. Maybe not quite enough since it's only level 2 skewer. If Mag was level 7 there, it's a kill, but not the case. Now Mag's dead.
Will the ultimate go out? No, he doesn't have the mana. Oh my god, the shockwave kills him. What a mistake for Masera going back in there. After that smart skewer dodge, he thought he had the mana. No doubt about it. He thought he had the mana to use the Sonic Wave afterwards.
Oh. Basic arithmetic. Even Dota players need it.
Shots fired.
It's early. I got woken up early. I'm not holding back.
Gods is real talk with gods is what we have here. Yeah, I mean, basically an arithmetic failure there, unfortunately. T-Duck, meanwhile, doing a little bit of an aggressive posture against Hana, but Hana just surges away a little bit. If Hana gets caught out and T-Duck has the mana to battery assault, I still feel like he can get the kills here. But he's just, for now, harassing Hana, and he is at about a 10 last hit disadvantage, but he's going to make a little bit of that up here.
Yeah, and T-Duck can't really kill him from full HP unless there's some sort of initial harass. Even a full battery, level 4 battery assault isn't going to do it. But for now, T-Duck's with a TP scroll, so if there is action that breaks that top lane, he'll be probably the first to TP.
Sure. Peloson's back to the top as well. Maybe this trip will work better than his last trip. Last time he didn't really get much done, and they're pressuring this tower fairly heavily. But this is actually kind of good for first departure, because Isera, yeah, he jumps all the way up, but 29 seconds left. Wow, Soul Assumption does a lot of damage, gods.
Yeah.
Myon, he's pretty low on this Gyrocopter, but the fact that they do have this Queen of Pain sort of right in the front, he's going to get Peloson. Yep, he might get real Peloson too, because I called tonight Peloson again. Actually, no, he's under tower. Yes, he actually gets killed by a creep. So gold for Peloson again. I still feel like Isera is overextending fairly consistently.
Oh yeah, he went really far for that. Peloson was looking for the deny on the Rubik there, but instead, well, he gets the kill, but he pays for it with his own life. Now this top tier 1 tower is deniable, which it's going to be annoying for the MyonMyon team because they can't actually contest it. There's a TP in, and now suddenly RP back up, and Peloson looking for an initiation, and all this time Miracle's getting farm on his anti-mage.
Oh no, the skewer's in. If he RPs... Oh, he actually misses the Gyrocopter, but it's good for 2 kills anyway. Visage and Shadow Demon drop immediately. I think they wanted the Gyrocopter, but they'll be happy with what they got.
Yeah, anti-mage is sort of in the neighborhood now as well. He only now gets his Bringer Health. He did go for the Tranquil Boots first, finds an Invis Rune at the top lane, and things suddenly... I don't know about falling apart, but just a couple big mistakes coming out of the Radiant side.
The try versus try has been stymied, effectively. And Miracle, he's not quite finding the farm just yet, but Peloson coming up behind with the invisibility rune. Smart. Myon actually is going back to the base.
Yeah, oh, Shadow Demon.
Corvinus. I mean, he doesn't know. Who can blame him?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's going to get pincered, no doubt about it. I don't think he can survive. He's going to get skewered back. Nope. Wow, miss! A big flub on the skewer by Peloson there.
That was an airball. Meanwhile, mid lane, they actually pick off the anti-mage. Queen of Pain and Clockwork, so Ysera makes up for some of his earlier plays.
And good rotation for him. Like you said, T-Duck can really generate these opportunities. It looks like he's going to be their mechanism carrier. I think that's what that Ring of Regen means. It could also mean Force Staff.
Yeah. I imagine he's going for the mech. There's no one else really. Visage can, but he's not getting anywhere near the farm you need for it.
Yeah. That's what it looks like, and they're going to have to try to make that quickly because Darkseer actually well on the way to it. He's done with his buckler, done with his headdress, so that'll be a vastly earlier mechanism for departure than it will be for MyonMyon.
Yep. I definitely agree. And I think having that mech up as fast as possible is the key thing here. Sure, Visage can get it, but he's not getting it till 20-25 minutes. You want to mech up by around the 15-minute mark, which Clockwork, at this rate, could potentially do.
Yeah, maybe one more kill would definitely do it. And then even just getting decent farm down here. But Hana's still taking a very passive posture so far. I think he wants to finish the mechanism before he sort of tries to make anything happen. But Peloson coming around the back. They want to pick off T-Duck. He is 2-0, but that might be 2-1 very, very soon. Nice, actually, rotation, running away from the Magnus, but there's the vacuum. There's the Cogs, actually. So Peloson, yeah, he just picks off the Shockwave. Post-hook. A second later, and that Shockwave would have missed and he would have been safe. Z-Muffin Man doing a good job of offering a good hook target. But Rocket Barrage getting through now. Myon, here is Ysera. He will get this kill on Hana. RP in response. Nice dodge of the RP by Queen of Pain. And Fade Bolt gets thrown out, but Tonight is in a lot of trouble here. Nice telekinesis on 3. There comes the Shockwave. Somehow it misses everyone. And Peloson might pay for that missed Shockwave with his life if they continue chasing, which they will not, it looks like.
Yeah, that was... it was going to be bad if they chased in the Lina. Lina level 7 now, has a Laguna Blade, is looking for a pick-off at this bottom lane. Gyrocopter low, as is Queen of Pain, Visage, all these heroes, one Dragon Slave and a Laguna Blade will kill him. Maybe not Queen of Pain.
If they win that, they have the tower, too, to look at. Missed Light Strike Array. It does clear out these trees, but now they know Lina's here, now they know about the danger. And Peloson and Lubby are just going to leave at this point.
Yeah, try find an opening elsewhere. I think Lina quite... Oh, no! Mag wants to
got
go
his
back
blink.
in.
He should buy Blink right now, in my opinion. Before doing what he's about to do, which... Oh, nice trap! Nice Light Strike Array and the Laguna. Just to kill... who died, actually?
The Visage,
so quickly.
The Observer had spotted out his movement, so they could wait behind the trees. They came out at the exact time they needed to, but there will be a bit of a trade at mid.
Yeah, so they get a tower kill. That's non-trivial. Isera, he is getting back into this game a little bit. He had a rough start, in my opinion, but now he's 2-2-2. 1,200 gold on top of his power treads. I don't know if we're going to probably still see the Orchid Malevolence, would be my guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think Orchid is going to be probably the best item choice here.
It's good against Magnus.
Yeah, Anti-Mage eventually. It's good against Anti-Mage, and obviously until he has a Manta style, and maybe after he pops, you can always use it, but Mag especially.
Nice tower deny. There was really no danger at all that Departure were going to get the last hit on it, so very smart to actually get that deny while you can. And Clockwork, like we said, he's done well. He's only had one death, and he's probably about to hit his mechanism fairly soon as well. It's like 400... About 500 gold off.
He's going in, he's looking for Darkseer, and with these Revenants, I think he can get this. Hannah has a mech
with the Familiars, they just need a stun. There's the stun. The vacuum comes out, second stun. Wow, T-Duck actually taking a lot of damage, and they return it. Hana lives, T-Duck dies. A serious mistake, actually.
The mech was what sort of turned the tides there. That was a smart game if he doesn't have mech. I didn't notice the mech being picked up myself, so I don't blame him.
Yeah. But yeah, the mech is actually, yeah, you're completely right. That 250 HP is what kept Hana alive, and they just returned it on T-Duck with this damage. This Lina, you mentioned her levels. This is actually a pretty big deal. They've got 1 level advantage for tonight and 2 level advantage for Lubby. And that, oh, nice RP. He will get 2, including the Gyrocopter. There's the Skewer back right into Lina, Rubik, and that's enough damage to just melt that Visage and Gyrocopter.
Yes, Lina... Dual nuke combo with a Fable is just a huge amount of burst damage, and everyone just melts there, including the somewhat... I don't know about tanky Gyrocopter, but he's gone for the early drums, which gives him sort of more stats, more survivability, and I imagine he goes straight for a BKB at this point.
He's got to.
If he gets caught out, he's dead regardless of these items. Even when he has a completed BKB, the Ogre Club up for the more strength, he's going to die if he gets RP'd or caught out by a lift into a Lina stun. There's just so much firepower for First Departure.
Absolutely. I think First Departure's lineup necessitates a quick BKB for the Gyrocopter, and the downside of that is that you really don't have that much damage pressure. Oh, Peloson, he's fishing again, doesn't quite get T-Duck. He is lifted up with Telekinesis. Nice defensive disruption, actually dodges a ton of that magic damage. And they're going to seek to turn this around. There's the hook shot, goes on Lubby. He hooks him, he's inside of the cogs, but they just return it. And the vacuum, actually a really weird vacuum, and there's the call down. And Departure actually not quite good enough coordination there, and they're able to mop up with the Gyrocopter there. That's a lot of gold swing. 3 for 0 trade, and T-Duck survives.
Yeah, really, really nice little trade there. T-Duck almost going to have his mech now. Just 500 gold away, and I think this bottom tier 1 tower can be brought down. 10 seconds on the 2 supports. They could be back in time to defend this if they want to, but without the mag RP as well, this is going to be difficult to do.
Once they missed Peloson's fishing for the Skewer, I think the rest of the fight, taking the fight and not trying to get out, was probably a mistake. Departure seemed really poorly coordinated after that. Like, they didn't chain up their abilities. They missed a lot of stuff due to the disruption, which is uncontrollable, but then you don't continue to just spam your abilities on cooldown after that. Plus, they vacked Clockwork out of his own cogs where they were shooting a Light Strike array. So they missed 2 or 3 Light Strikes.
Yeah, and missing those AoEs, missing those stuns when you have... Uh-oh.
RP on Queen of Pain, probably a kill. Nice job of not... Wow, nice hook in. And Clockwork actually wants to make something of this. The call down is up again. Tonight traded for Queen of Pain so far. They get Lubby as well. Nice Light Strike array. T-Duck fairly low. The Shockwave misses yet again. These Shockwaves not on point today from Peloson. T-Duck, will he make it out of this? He actually does, and Hana copying some damage. He's going to surge to attempt to chase Z-Muffin in on this Visage. Does he have Vacuum is my question. Doesn't matter. Mana Void. 2 for 2 trade. They get Queen of Pain in exchange for Lina, which is actually a reasonable trade for First Departure. So both teams kind of overextending here, kinda. And I think Corvin is in trouble. Nice Vacuum. Actually, a Skewer will do it. Yeah, they fish for him. He's dead. 3 for 2, First Departure. MyonMyon got a good trade, and then I feel like they immediately gave away a good trade.
Yeah, it was a nice little pick off to start things off, but immediately return fire from first departure. They only lose 2 supports, so I think end of the day they'll be quite happy with that. Antimage comes in also getting himself a kill, so Antimage with Battle Fury this early on. Well, it wasn't a fast Battle Fury, but having it up and no one on the MyonMyon side with farm. That's the big thing with this game. No one actually has a lot of farm to contest the Antimage, so an 18-minute Battle Fury when your opponents don't have a good farming hero is great.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say, is that MyonMyon, this gyrocopter, because it's been forced to go fast BKB, which I completely agree with, I think it's the right build, it's not the items that are going to make a gyrocopter farm faster. It's not the quick Yasha. He's got the drums, but he's not... I mean, he can't go immediate damage, and consequently, it's going to take him a little while to clear out these camps. He's not going to have the extra movement speed that Yasha gives you to get between camps, and consequently, he's going to fall behind Miracle. I think First Departure, even with the fairly even score, if they kill Miracle here, that'd be another story, but I don't think they can. Yeah, he's out.
That's the other big thing going late game, I guess, is how do you actually kill Miracle? You have Disruption, but you don't have any follow-up stuns, really.
Yeah, they have very little in the way of stunning. Clockwork can partially lock someone down. You have the Disruption from Shadow Demon. That Orchid is going to be pretty critical for Queen of Pain. I mean, the solution is, the way you kill Miracle is you Orchid him before he has Manta Style, or after he pops Manta Style, and you lock him down after that.
Yeah, I agree, and we'll have to see if they can look to do it. The other big problem is going to be you're up against a Mag. Antimage is getting a free Empower. Mag is always going to be looking for the big counter initiations with an RP, and we're seeing the makings of something like that at top lane. Smoked up Radiant team, but this to me does not look like it'll go well for them if they try and fight this.
Yeah, and 2 players lost their smoke. Corvinus and T-Duck were both spotted out by First Departure, so the element of surprise wasn't there, and frankly, I wouldn't have trusted the initiation even if they had the element of surprise.
Yeah, well, First Departure aren't looking to sort of siege the tower anyways. They're going to just keep on farming this Antimage, who's rotating back towards mid. 1,500 gold, probably see a Yasha soon. He's gone for heavy stats, but he's also maxed out the Blink. And I think maxing out Blink against Shadow Demon is almost essential, because if your Blinks have a really long cooldown and you get disrupted, you're going to burn a lot of your own mana.
Absolutely. It's not just the Shadow Demon gods. It's if you get Chilling Touched, Grave Chill, the Visage is going to kill you before your next Blink cooldown comes up. So I completely agree with you. I think this is exactly the correct build for Miracle. You see that he's actually done leveling stats right around now. He's going to start filling out this mana break. Yeah,
I think now he's ready to get more involved in some of these fights. We'll see that Yasha up just momentarily, and with that, he can actually do decent damage in a fight and make sure he doesn't get caught out by disruption into a purge and take too much damage from his own illusions. But if that doesn't happen, Queen of Pain's going to melt. Visage is another very, very squishy hero to Antimage, and this is not going to be a fun time for some of these squishy Radiant supports.
Right. And First Departure actually spamming out abilities with Pelosin under smoke. I don't think anyone's deceived as to whether or not there's a Magnus there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter that much. The thing is, actually, I think Tonight is about to get completely caught out. No, he's not, because MyonMyon actually ran out of time on their smoke. There's the hook. It doesn't latch. He completely misses the hook, and no initiation.
Probably for the best it didn't latch, because, well, depends if there's TPs in from Mag, as well as Antimage. But if there is, it would have gone very badly.
That's true. That's true. You're right, yeah, that would overcommit T-Duck. I don't even know if his team would follow him in there. That's a good point.
Under a tier 2 tower, and his team aren't really in range for follow-up damage. Maybe Queen of Pain can blink. If Queen of Pain blinks in with a Scream Sonic Wave, Queen of Pain could die as well, so... All bottom. Anti-Mage. He's going to look to go in with Pelosin. They've already thrown an RP on this one. Probably not the best move. Miracle's purged up. We'll just blink the hell out of there. So, both Mag as well as Anti-Mage down the run. There's your Orchid. There's no Manta yet, but... Miracle, there's no real follow-up damage. So, just Mag lost, but...
Just Mag. Miracle, yeah, he's going to get out no problem. His blink cooldown is just too dang low. They won't catch him. Interestingly, I don't know what he's waiting for. Does he want to turn this around? I think that'd be questionable. Oh, he just wants to farm.
Yeah.
I love this.
He doesn't finish farming that neutral camp. He's going to TP out now, as our top tier 1 tower gets taken as well.
Yep. And yeah, that gives them the space, actually, to clear out this tier 1 tower. So First Departure, they're eking out those advantages. That's what a good team will do. They'll sort of find even the most marginal of extra advantage at every opportunity. And then you look 20 minutes later, it's like, oh, how did we lose? Well, it's because you didn't get those small advantages. And Miracle now at about a 60 last hit lead. He's about 50 gold per minute faster than the Queen of Pain so far, and he's a harder carry. Oh man, is Sarah walking into trouble there, right on top of the Sentry Road. He's actually going to blink out, but Miracle on the chase is... Whoa, nice! The hook in, the cogs. Miracle actually is silenced out. They will kill tonight, and T-Duck will be able to get Miracle. Nice, he manages to dodge out from under the skewer, and sort of a standoff there, but unfortunately Rubik casualty. Nice Mana Void.
Found him with the Mana Void. I'm not sure what spell Rubik had stolen there, but they just couldn't bring down Queen of Pain fast enough, even with the maxed out Mana Break. The one lift wasn't enough lockdown, and they didn't have enough burst damage to do it.
Yeah. In the end, the Mana Void finishes the fight. It seemed like you might have a Sarah and Miracle walking away, but Miracle, again, those small advantages. Killing that Queen of Pain, she is the highest, the damage dealer of MyonMyon right now. Because Myon himself got pushed into going the BKB, which again, I keep mentioning it, but I don't think it's the wrong choice. I'm just saying. That means Quap is their damage. So a dead Quap means no damage, means you're completely safe for your entire team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Quap has to be the target. Not to mention the Orchid is what's going to cause problems for Antimage as well as Magnus. So if you can isolate Queen of Pain or just focus on Queen of Pain fast, the fight's going to go a hell of a lot better for you.
Yep. Miracle, he has, this is the new school Antimage build, the Vlads, just because you disassemble the Tranquils and it gives you so many components of the Vlads. It's a good build. None of their team will really benefit dramatically from the aura effects other than the armor, and even that isn't that important for now because of Gyrocopter. But it gives you lifesteal, it gives you team damage, and I don't know, it's good.
Yeah, it's a solid all-around item, and mostly it's going to help Antimage. We'd even see him look to sneak in a Roshan here. He has a double damage, blinks into Roshan. Needs some treads maybe, but...
So to be fair, with DD and Empower, he's dealing 376 auto attack damage, gods, pre-mana break. That's actually pretty disgusting.
Yeah, Roshan's dropping very fast.
I mean, Roshan only has 9,500 HP right now. That's only, what, like 30 anti-mage auto attacks?
Yeah. You're looking at a very, very quick Roshan, and the rest of his team at bottom. Antimage gets himself an Aegis. He's going to actually just go straight mid. He's not even looking to join up with his team, so his team probably wisely should just be looking to back off.
The ultimate orb for Miracle, he's going Lincoln's.
No,
sorry,
Manta.
Oh my god, I'm completely insane. He's going Manta style. Oh my god, I'm so sorry I said that.
It's alright. I almost believed you for a second.
No. Manta, yes, he's almost done with him. This will actually be the Orchid counter.
I'm surprised no treads yet, but I'm guessing they'll come.
They'll come eventually. But honestly, I really like the Manta before the treads, personally. Because it solves the one problem that they have, which is the Orchid.
Yeah, I agree. I think just having the treads really nice and early. He had the Tranquil Boots for so long, which meant he could never really get the treads up. But we'll see a bottom tier 1 tower push coming out from Team Myon, but pushing into Mag and, well, Antimate's now with the Manta style. He'll be... Antimate with no TP, he's actually blinking his way down, but he's already almost here.
I'm just concerned about what MyonMyon can do about Miracle right now. And the problem is it's only going to get worse before it gets better. Ooh, good vacuum. RP actually, is it pump faked? No, we got silence. Nice silence. Pelosa might go down. T-Duck or Z-Muffin Man, probably the trade. Just T-Duck so far. The returned ultimate from Queen of Pain onto tonight, and Sarah is actually still getting kills. The Light Striker Ray comes through. He will get picked off by a Mana Void, and Miracle just mopping up. Triple kill. Only MyonMyon gets away. He actually, I believe, TP'd. Yes, he did. So the Gyro will live, but overall a 3-4, maybe even a 2-for-4 trade.
Yeah, it was a 2-for-4 trade, and that was about as good a fight as MyonMyon could get there, pushing into that tier 1. It was a perfect way of dealing with the Mag. They prevented him, they silenced him, they prevented him getting off an RP. He did nothing that fight, but Antimate's just too big. And Darkseid, Lina, these are heroes who can do some decent damage. Even the Rubik stole a Sonic Wave there. I don't think got the best Sonic Wave, but hey, any Sonic Wave stolen and doing additional damage is great for the team. It
hit Queen of Pain, which was a big deal. It didn't hit Gyrocopter. I mean, it passed through him, but he had an had a BKB. But still, I mean, it was useful, and overall, Miracle, he's 4 levels above anybody on MyonMyon. Like, ooh, the hook? No. They tried to catch out Miracle. He actually aimed in the right direction, but not quite getting the angle. It was a completely blind hook, so I don't blame him in any way.
Yeah, and I think maybe for the best, because Antimage has got the Aegis. You're not really going to kill him. It's like we've talked about before. Where's your actual disable and lockdown coming from? He can just easily blink out from almost anything here, apart from an Orchid, but he's got the Manta to get rid of that. So anything thrown at Miracle, he can easily shrug off.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I can't see MyonMyon winning any sort of engagement here. I don't see it. Miracle is vastly above in levels. If you look at the net worth, he has over a 5k lead on Myon. And Myon isn't really a single target damage dealer. Gyro, you get him for the massive AoE, and the AoE doesn't really matter when Miracle's just going to kill you all.
Yeah, Miracle's
T-Duck actually
1v5ing.
in here. I'm not sure about this, but then again, Miracle, he will have to blink out. The familiar stun could do something. The stun gets, the Orchid hits. Miracle actually way out of position here. They're going to take down the Aegis. Can they actually kill him a second time, though? I kind of doubt it. The BKB ticking away on Myon. They pop the call down. They're going to just feed a familiar over to Miracle. I think he actually killed both familiars there. You can see he's up to 3.2k gold again. And they get the Aegis, but it was pretty expensive.
Yeah, they had to throw a lot of that. I think Miracle's like, well, I wanted that item slot anyways to pick up my Reaver, to pick up his Eagle Song. So he's just freeing up some space now. And
Thank you for killing my Aegis.
Yes, exactly. He's very grateful towards the Radiant team, but I think the idea was there, turn around, pop the Manta, and try bring down Queen of Pain before Queen of Pain can figure out which one is real and silence it, but once the silence went off, there was no Mana Void to follow.
I do think that was slightly questionable decision-making from Miracle. The thing is, he can make about 3 or 4 more questionable decisions before they even need to be super concerned.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe we'll see this Tier 2 town now being pushed. Nope, going to back off once again. He saw what happened last time, doesn't want to have to run into the same thing again.
Yeah, fool me once,
Ooh.
can't get fooled again. Nice hook on Pelosan, another blind one. The Orchid comes out, but Pelosan, he finished his BKB, so now he doesn't fear that Orchid either. Nice turnaround on T-Duck, the Laguna Blade. This Lina, frankly, Gods has been doing work, kinda. She's level 12, doing much better than any other support on the board. Meanwhile, Miracle just takes down that homing missile. He does pop his 3 AM. It's Sarah getting the Mana Void onto him. Disruption. RP onto Seamuff and Managarinus, but the Orchid on Pelosan, while his cooldown is stealth, and Miracle actually, he gets unfortunately the Queen of Pain ultimate does miss, so they didn't find the right heroes with their damage abilities. And Gyro, he pops BKB, but sort of just forced to flee here. Z-Muffin Man could potentially be in trouble as well. Pelosan wants something. He wants to fish. There we go. He latches Muffin Man onto the tier 2 tower. Muffin Man just turns right around, throws out that Soul Assumption. There is a Demonic Purge actually onto Lubby, so they've identified that this Lina is doing a lot of damage. He doesn't make it out. The Purge will kill him. Miracle, meanwhile, gets the tier 2 tower. He has a homing missile targeted on him and a Shadow Strike. He will just get out of this fight, no problem. But an okay fight for MyonMyon so far. It might actually continue. The Visage Familiar is coming in. I hope he doesn't feed these. Pelosan gets 100 gold there for free. Isera still chasing. Nice cogs actually from the Rubik. Pelosan probably getting taken down. Yes, the kill goes to Z-Muffin Man. The disruption on tonight, and they might mop this up. He's actually stuck in cogs with T-Duck. Yes! They pick up all the support kills, and that's pretty important. It'll get them a little bit more XP, a little bit more gold, and get first departure off their backs, at least for now.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a good fight all around. I think the big thing that won them ultimately the fight was the Shadow Demon play. He disrupted the Antimages just as he blinked, and that meant he couldn't actually get away from Mana Burning himself, and he was trapped between trees and his own illusions. So he had 2 of his own illusions just pounding away on him. He survived on like 400 HP, but he couldn't do anything because he's out of mana. And once he's out of the fight, the rest of the first departure team just couldn't really sustain themselves against MyonMyon. Right. And, well, it's like you said, it was a good fight. I think they traded very well there. At the end of the day, though, Antimates gets more farm. He picks up a BKB. Oh, yeah. Maybe we look for another Roshan soon, and I still think MyonMyon have a long way to go to get back in this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is, they're still at a 5-level disadvantage to the Anti-Mage, a 7k now deficit of net worth. I liked what they did there. I mean, forcing Miracle to be the first to depart from the fight did actually help a lot, because like you said, I'm so sorry about that. But because they didn't have that damage, and he really is first departure's damage source. But the flip side is they have no map control. Miracle is out farming basically all of them. T-Duck probably dead here. He gets lifted up by tonight. He actually stole the rockets, which is not a big deal. The Light Striker actually completely misses, but the Laguna will mop it up.
Yeah, and now the push down the bottom lane, even without an Aegis here, with the BKB picked up on Antimates, they're pretty confident they can actually maybe make a play here. And the problem is for MyonMyon is they just don't really have a strong team fight. Clockwork's their only initiation, and with BKB on both Miracle and Pelosan, defending gets very difficult.
Clockwork's not just their initiation, he's their mech carrier, and he's down for 36 seconds with no hope of buying back.
Well, they're going to pop the pipe, they're going to look to go into the high ground here. There's still a mech as well in the dark side should they need it, and no one wants to go in except for the mag. He's going to get a 3-man skewer here, and everyone gets slammed by the Anti-Mage. As Mana Void picks up a triple kill, and this looks like Raxus, this looks like GG.
Yeah, I think that Mana Void, that can't happen if you're MyonMyon right now. When you play from behind, giving the Anti-Mage just that beautiful triple kill it's the nail in the coffin. I mean, Gyrocopter literally just bought out for the Demon Edge portion. I can't really blame him in some respect because he needs damage, but the upshot of that is a set of racks, Possibly another tier 3? No, I guess they'll peel off, but still. Brutal. Brutal situation for MyonMyon. I gotta say, Peloson, we talked before we started this game about his Magnus when we didn't even think he was playing, and then he is playing, and his Magnus is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's been the difference maker for a number of points in this game. Anti-Mage Miracle, always solid, always gets lots of farm up, but it's Peloson the Mag who's been the playmaker, who's always been the playmaker for this team, and well, First Departure find themselves up one set of Raxes, and well, they can wait for Roshan to respawn, grab the Aegis before they go for another push, or they can just keep looking for those pickoffs. They haven't done many smoke ganks, so if they really want to try and end the game really soon, just look for a smoke pickoff, then try to take another set of Raxes.
I think more likely than the smoke. First Departure, they're a team that they do utilize those smoke ganks, but I think it's much more likely they'll just try to seek the next Roshan. Yep. It's up in less than a minute, or exactly a minute, and Miracle has exactly one remaining slot, so he can sell off that Town Portal Scroll, pick up the Aegis, and by the time he actually dies, he'll probably have money to buy back and Boots of Travel in. So it'll be like 3 Miracle deaths, and I don't know that there's any way that MyonMyon can beat 3 Miracles, considering it's going to be 3 of him each time. That's 9 a.m. That's what time it is here in Chicago.
Oh, man. Well, if you look at the Shadow Demon, maybe we can add a few more. Maybe. Although they're not friendly anti-mages, as anti-mage is still just split pushing away. Hits up to level 23 now, and Roshan respawning, but First Departure, they're actually just all heading towards the MyonMyon base.
Yeah, they don't seem to care. They don't even seem to feel that they need the Aegis. But of course, they can also just group up now that they've pushed all the lanes way in. But no, I mean, I think they'll go. They have the Force Staff up on Lina, by the way. Again, Lumpy has had a very good game. Not too many deaths, lots of participation. Ooh, Peloson's in. They actually RP just on 1, but they take out the Queen of Pain, which again is most of the damage. Does she have buyback? Does Sarah have it? No, he doesn't, so I think this is probably another set of racks.
Yeah.
MyonMyon have to try to make something happen, but without the Queen of Pain, it's so difficult. The fortification is up. The homing missile will land on Miracle eventually. They'll probably just Manta Style. He still hasn't used it. Nice vacuum, and the wall comes down, and that, I think, is their doom. T-Duck down, MyonMyon trying to do what he can with the BKB up, but Anti-Mage is in. Miracle actually fighting his own illusions, it's doing some damage. Z-Muffin Man trying to do as much damage to Miracle as possible. He's actually taking gobs of it. There's the BKB, and MyonMyon, they're only down to 2 players. Oh man, this Gyrocopter sent back to the fountain. Visage also sent back to the fountain, and I think Departure have a free reign to just take to these next 2 Rexes down. Miracle eating a couple familiars. Z-Muffin Man trying to keep him off the fountain, but it's just the Anti-Mage penning them in and everybody else taking the Rexes. Miracle's stunned out, but this Gyrocopter might get caught out. Will he get fished? No, he actually doesn't because the Skewer cooldown wasn't up. But they lose their Rex, and I don't know, I feel like Departure could just take the last set of Rex if they want. There we go, there's the Manta Style. No fortification, this is going to drop. He actually finished this Butterfly in the enemy fountain, and so this Anti-Mage, even at 370 HP, now 700 with the mechanism usage. I don't know how they get him before he gets Megas.
Yeah, just the one range Rex here. We aren't seeing MyonMyon call G.
Oh no.
Blink in BKB TP. That is some ballsy play. Hookshot just half a second too late.
The Anti-Mage is almost, the Manta Style illusions almost took down that ranged Rex. Yeah. It's at 200 HP. And that is, we talk about teams sometimes hanging by a thread. That's as thin as that thread can be. If this was Megas, it would actually be over, period. As it is, it's only mostly over.
Well, here comes the YOLO mid.
Honest load. Yeah, the YOLO push. I mean, that's what they have to do. It's their only hope whatsoever. The problem is they still have a tier 2 to contend with.
And everyone going back in with buyback.
There's the RP, just on T-Duck. A decent start so far. MyonMyon doing some damage, but he doesn't have any kills yet. They do pick off Hana, maybe? No. Gyro down. It's over, gods, I think. Unfortunately, the Australians are going to fall.
They're going to fall. They're going to drop down and face Dreams in their next match in the loser bracket, but it's First Departure, who I would say fairly comfortably, not as comfortably as MUFC with their incredibly one-sided match, win the round 1 match, but First Departure versus MUFC, that's going to be a good match.
Ooh, yeah, First Departure MUFC, I'm very excited to see. I would say that MUFC are a little more in form overall. They've downed some very, very strong teams. In Nedelik, they beat Orange 2-0. In fact, they have a pretty good track record against Orange in general, but they've just been downing some top teams. But First Departure, I mean, in this game, very crisp. What I like about what they did is that their strategy was very clear from the first pick phase. Like, they said, here's what we're going to do. Peloson is going to do fine mid, get his blink, generate opportunities, and you will not be able to stop Miracle farming. And MyonMyon knew that they needed to play against that, and they still couldn't. They came up short. They weren't able to stop Miracle, and he rolled over them.
Yeah, it was just a big, from start to finish, just snowball effect. The offensive challenge didn't really work out according to plan, and as a result, it is first departure coming out on top. Thanks for joining me, Vikramon. I believe we'll have another game coming up soon. It'll be either the winner's match or the loser's match, depending how the scheduling works. I should know more, but I've only been awake a short time. So it'll be either first departure up against MUFC, or we'll have a match between Dreams and Team MyonMyon. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with our next live match.